Guys, I'm gonna see if this works. I can't flip back and forth on my video on my phone. Want to show you a few things. This is my last day in Rome, or my last full day. I leave in the morning, but after living here in this apartment for a full week, I had a few things that I wanted to show you guys that if you are US viewers, you might find these things interesting. So let's see if I can do this. Okay, so first of all, this door, I'm really quiet when I do this. This door is super heavy duty. Like, it's got this huge wooden door here. Let me see if I can do this. So it's huge. And then it's got this big lock on it, and I've seen stuff with more, but then it's this, like, yeah. So you close that, and you don't have to, I mean, you don't have to do a deadbolt or anything like that. Like, it's there. Okay, so, well, there's like an intercom type thing, but there are no overhead lights. I do not know how old this building is. It's pretty old. I just don't know how old. It's very old. But please excuse our mess. Yeah, okay, so when we want to turn the lights on, I have this lamp here, ooh, which I have to look away so I don't blind myself. But so we use, I'm gonna turn it back off. So we keep these shutters open as much as possible. Sorry, I'm meaning to jerk y'all around. So I just want to show you. Okay, I actually have an oven. Grace said she does not have an oven in her apartment. So the kitchen, let's see, I'll zoom back out again. So the kitchen, everything is just like full overlay. This is, it's just a laminate. And so this is actually really quite contemporary. So the fridge is in here. You can see it's mostly leftovers and a whole lot of tiramisu. I have a problem. And the freezer is up here, which we haven't actually used. And then there's just some storage up there. There is a microwave. This cooktop is induction, which means I got a mocha and I couldn't use it. So then I had to get some Nespresso pods. They have these like all over the place. Nespresso is huge here. So they, we had some stuff up there. This is just a range hood. There's more cabinets. That has some glasses. This is full of espresso glasses, which we have literally used all of them. I'm about to either hand wash some dishes or run the dishwasher. So I do have a dishwasher, actually. It is in here. I'm really surprised because this is actually a full 24-inch dishwasher, and I'm really surprised because they don't even have enough dishes in here that would justify running that. I mean, I guess I can run it, but this is literally a week's worth of dishes, so I'll just wash them. But I've seen other people share this from other countries and stuff, but check this out. So this rack here, and it's just open. And so let's look at this. See, it's right over the sink. So this cabinet over the sink, you just put your wet stuff in here and it drips dry, boop, 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 right down into the sink. And I think that is so clever. And probably a lot of you watching this have already seen that, but if you haven't, I mean, it's so clever. And I guess, oh, this has a little drip tray in it, so I guess you can take that in and out, but I think that's really quite innovative. I don't think, oh yeah, there's a toaster and a couple of kettles in there. And then there's not a whole lot of stuff in here. It's just like some recycling and stuff. So it's just really just nothing in there. It's regular cabinets. So that's the kitchen. This has a couple of, I mean, let's see, I'm not sure what brand that is. These are either, these are either mini splits or something similar. So there's one in here, and then there's one in the bedroom, but, and we honestly leave them off most of the time. We don't need them. They're already kind of showed you around some things, but I want to show you how these work. Okay, so we've got these big shutters. I mean, they're just flat out like kind of like plantation shutters. So they have hinges here, right here, and then of course there's this little hook, and then there's this. So you can open this, and that's just a little thing to lock them in place. You don't really need to use that. But then if you want these to stay open, I think, I don't know, that doesn't actually reach. I have not been using, oops, I wasn't even sure. That doesn't actually reach. I wonder if it does on some of them. Anyway, haven't used that anyway. So, oh, the view, I just can't get over it. I will be sad to leave tomorrow. I'm ready to go home and I'm tired, but I also don't want to leave. So we just grab this handle and we twist it to unlock, and we just pull it open, and you see can you hear the difference in the noise levels? So then this one, we just open it. Okay. So it's a huge opening, and these are, I don't know how tall these ceilings are. I'm thinking in here, these look like 10 feet to me. And so we have the radiator underneath, which we have not used. It looks like you can possibly use it, but we have not used it. And just this nice little counter here, which is, I mean, amazing. I have used this for a few things. But then this is a big opening. That's probably 4 feet by, I mean, this is about 3 feet. So it's 10, I mean, it's, maybe those are 11. I don't know. Anyway, it's a very sizable opening. So I'm gonna do this without dropping my phone out the window. So Gracie actually noticed this. So, I mean, this is a constant thing around here. I mean, like this month it rains a lot, and so there are, I am not leaning out the window because I am, you see how high up I am? But there are actual shutters on the exterior too, and then these are just wooden casings. I have no, like this one's in better shape up here. I have absolutely no idea how old those are. Oh, you know what? Look, I'm pretty sure that let's see, right there, I am pretty sure that is the dome, the top of the Pantheon. See anything else from here? Let's go this way. So that's a basilica. There are basilicas all over the place. That's so pretty. Now let's see if we can do this. Okay, I think, I'm not sure. I think that maybe, let's see, that little bit of white on the other side, that might be like the basilica. Is it basilica at the top of the Spanish Steps peeking out there? I think. We've looked at the map and it's on the other side. Okay, so anyway, so for these windows, look how thick that is. Like here's my hand for comparison. And I have small hands, but I mean that's like at least 3, maybe 4 inches thick. And I don't know how, I mean, these might be triple glazed, but even like the glazing in here, like this is, I don't know, that just looks like double glazing. Anyway, they are, I mean, these are really hefty. So I find the construction of this really interesting. I love seeing what others are doing in different countries. So, I mean, that is the actual window hinge. And then this is just, I don't know, there's a lot here. Okay, so the only thing is, see, this is why you would want to hook these back. Sorry if I'm jerking you guys all over the place. Okay, see, and that does not quite reach. So some of these want to stick. So when you go to close that, then here comes the shutter with it. And that one doesn't, I don't know if there's a way to lock that. See, here we go. It's kind of a circus here, especially using my phone. Okay, so you're gonna close that one, and then we're gonna close that one. And this handle is actually pretty hefty. And then we can just do that. And then, you know, we can close it. Oh, that one needs some WD-40 or AMSOIL. Okay, so that's how the windows work. Oh, now it's starting to get really dark in here. It is, oh, it's a few minutes till 5, and sunset was actually probably 10 minutes ago. So I'm gonna have to turn on a lamp. This has actually been my little area. I love that this had a desk because I have had my laptop set up here, and this is where I've kind of, because this is a work trip for me technically. Really fun work trip, but still work. So I have had work to do, and so I've had this little zone. This has been like my charging zone, and yes, have this adapter here, and then I have actually been keeping, like, I have my, oh, can't really see that very well. I've got my big camera. I've got, this is a little phone attachment. I've got my little twisty tripod. Have microphone, my 50mm lens with the adapter. This is a Canon RP. And flash, which I have not used yet. I've got a couple of extra batteries, and then my battery charger. So I've been keeping all of that right there, just a handy little camera storage zone. So I want to show you a few things in the bathroom. This is actually getting really long, but okay. See, light switches. I mean, duh, they're light switches, but they look completely different than ours. And then of course, this is the plug. So let's see. Excuse the mess in here and my wonky stuff. That was just the diffuser. It's okay. Okay, so this is the blow dryer that actually came in here. Oh, drop their blow dryer on the floor. Okay, if I do this in one take, then I can post it without having to wait to get home and edit. Okay, so this, I mean, just, I always find these things interesting. This is what their plug looks like, and you know, it's a plug. Anyway, so this switch goes down for the mirror. Hello. And it goes up. That's just a normal single switch. This one's a 3-way switch that also goes in here to the bathroom. Again, please excuse our mess. So that's a 3-way, and I find it interesting. So I don't know if, I think these switches, and I don't know if these are normal or if these are new. These look to me to maybe be like the equivalent of like Decora switches in the US. But that's the bathroom fan. Has been on the entire time. Anyway, so, okay. Little tip, if you are showering here and you are used to being in the US, if you like to take long hot showers, you need to hurry because that's how much hot water you have. I do not know exactly how many gallons that has. It would actually be measured in liters. But it's like, I have a 105-gallon marathon in my house, and this, yeah, we haven't really had problems, but if you're here, if you take excruciatingly long showers, you're gonna run out of hot water. And if you have more than one person, you need to stagger if you can. I had one morning that I actually had to wash my hair and shave my legs in the same morning, and I knew that it was gonna be a little dicey. Here, you can see what I'm talking about. I really tried to hurry up, and I absolutely started to run out of hot water at the end, and yeah. And then there was one more. Gracie has been staying here in this apartment with me. She'll go back to her apartment tonight since I'm leaving in the morning, but yeah, there was one morning that, I think she went first and she had to wash her hair, and I went after her, and I said I was really glad that I didn't have to wash my hair because I did run out of hot water and it got really cold really quickly. But if I had been washing my hair that day, that would have been miserable because, you know, cold shower is like, oh yeah, it's refreshing, that wakes you up. But when you have to rinse long hair in cold water, it's a little miserable. Okay, so this shower is actually quite small. And the only one thing that I wish that they would just, like, my only suggestion for this place is that there's no shelf, and it's actually pretty tight. I'm not gonna get in there with shoes on, but we have to put our stuff on the floor, and it's actually kind of difficult to, like, bend over, it's a little tight in there. Gracie said her shower in her current apartment is actually smaller than this one. So I purposely give people big showers in the houses I design. Yeah, so anyway, we've got a bidet and we've got a toilet, but the toilet flushies are up here. And this is for number 1 and this is for number 2. There's the brand. Oh, I mean, it's so shiny. Hello. Okay, this is really creepy to put on YouTube, isn't it? Anyway, Sonder has included this awesome switch because if you want to have hot water, do not touch the switch. I've seen so many people talk about this, and this is how it is. There's a switch right here. This is a hot water heater. They call it the boiler. So it actually has a switch. So if they are wanting to conserve energy, or if you were living there, you would turn it off. But then you are not going to have hot water. So I don't know how long it takes if you leave that off. I don't know how quickly it gets cold, and then when you turn it back on, I don't know how long it takes to actually heat up. I mean, it's not a huge tank. I just don't know how efficient it is. The one thing, so we just leave it on because they said leave it on, and we just leave it on. The one thing is, you can hear it running right now. It sounds like it's, kind of like an air conditioner or something like that. That does that all the time. And when you're out here, it actually gets a little bit loud. But if you shut the door, this door, it's just a pocket door here, is actually like that blocks out a lot of sound. So I'm actually impressed. Like, I guess this is a solid core door, but that is actually standard door thickness in the US is 1 3/8 inches. And you can get bigger than that, but this actually, I mean, it looks like it's a smidge thicker. I did not bring a tape measure. I talked about it, but I was worried about bringing my laser measure through there. And I guess if I really want to know dimensions for things, I can scan this in Canvas because I can pull dimensions. Okay, now, here's another thing. I have so many things to talk about in here with this for y'all. This is getting a little bit dirty because girls have been in here for, with makeup and hair products and stuff. This is not very much counter space to me. I'm used to a lot of counter space. Well, not a lot, but I like a good amount of counter space. This is not very much. Of all the rentals that I looked at, because I was looking pretty much only at apartments, of all of them that I looked at, this had the most counter space of all of them. And I like to put my, makeup and hair products out, or at least certain things, because if I'm staying in one place for a week, then like on my first day afternoon here, I actually unpack my stuff. I put my clothing in the closet. I put my stuff where it's going, because then it's just more efficient. I don't like living out of a suitcase. If it were only for a few days, that'd be different. But staying here for a week, one spot, I just moved in. So this is not very much space. I looked at a bunch of other places and they all had pretty much a pedestal sink. So you had just a few things. So I guess you're supposed to do your other stuff there, but this is way more efficient to me to have a little bit of counter space. And this could have had more had they not done this big sink. I like this sink. But I mean, honestly, it could have, if I had been designing it, I would have made it, a little bit smaller just to have more counter space, because I like counter space. But that might not be the norm here, and this is why I'm doing this. How do other people live? How do they live in their homes, in their apartments, in their spaces? So then here is one more thing in here. I did a little video on this. I don't know if I'm gonna put it up yet or not. So this, when I looked for rentals, since I was staying here a smidge over a week, I actually wanted to try and find something that had laundry in the room, and it actually seemed like that was not very common. And so I I didn't see pictures of it, and in one place it said there was, and one place it said there wasn't. And so when I came in here and I found this, I was like, yay! Except Gracie said that dryers are not very common here, and I already knew that like washer dryer combos and smaller units like this are more common. I'm gonna turn around so you can see me. These combo units are more common in Europe. First of all, their washers and dryers tend to be much smaller capacity than ours. US size machines are quite big. So I already knew about that. I have actually been looking at ventless heat pump dryers for in the US because they're finally starting to make some in a full capacity. And I actually have thought about getting a combo unit for us. But I'm actually really glad they had this experience because I might not now. They're really energy efficient, and like in my home, I have good insulation. I have a pretty good building envelope. I have a geothermal HVAC system, and I've slowly replaced all of my lighting with LED. So one of my biggest expenses in my house, because I have 4, 5 grown-ups living there, is the dryer. And there's not much you can do to make that more efficient except going ventless heat pump. And it actually closes your building envelope because you don't have that penetration through the wall, but they apparently take a lot longer to run. And oh, Gracie's here. Hey Gracie, I'm doing this video, but I won't be too much longer. Okay, so they take longer to run, and apparently they just they take a really long time to dry your clothes. So what I'm figuring out is with this thing, at first I didn't know that if it was a dryer, I thought it was just a washer. We figured out how to wash it. They lay everything out to dry. So I laid things out to dry, and then of course this is in Italian, and they have the manual in here, which is awesome, but also completely in Italian. So only so helpful. I figured enough things out to know that it does actually have a dryer setting. And I think you can set it to where it will just wash and then automatically dry. But I watched a few things online that suggested that when it spins, everything's kind of clumped up. And so they said they will take the clothing out and shake it out and then put it back into dry. And so what I did, I think either yesterday or the day before, I ran a load of clothing. I put it in to wash in the morning before I left. And then the next time I came back in here, I pulled everything out and I put it out on the drying rack, and then I left it there until later in the evening. So it was out for a few hours and dried most of the way. And then I put it in the dryer to kind of finish it up because I just felt like the dryer was gonna take forever, and I had a pair of jeans in there and that could take a long time. So anyway, that is something really interesting. I'm so glad that they had laundry facilities, first of all, so that I could do laundry and the convenience of my own place here, but also so that I could play around with doing that. So what else was there that I wanted to show you? That's okay. The switches, instead it's push down. Ours usually go up for on, or push the top for on, and down unless it's a 3-way, but this is pushing the top to go off. So that is interesting. And then I feel like there was something else. Yeah, see, no lights in here, and I have one lamp in here, and then here is the other mini split or whatever that is. So yeah, and then that's our closet in there. So I think that was all that I really wanted to show you guys. I mean, we've got, this is how they have these set up, and then we have figured out that these switches here don't appear to go to anything, except that we've had a few instances where this lamp wasn't working, or I don't think it was the lamp. My converter is plugged in down here, and let's see, that's that stuff down there, and that wasn't working one day. And I mean, I can turn it on and off, it's on right now, but we started flipping things and flipped these, and I think I'm not messing with them right now, but they weren't like an actual flip, it was like a press. So it was like a test on a like on a GFCI outlet where we are, if something gets tripped and then you have to reset it. I think it was like that. So here are a couple of, see, and I don't understand why these are different because I don't know, I haven't messed around with it that much. But anyway, I just thought that you guys might enjoy seeing a few of these details that I found interesting. And here's this beautiful view. And I'll let you guys go. Ciao.